Who want one last trip to the long trail?
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I have comments from all of you. Yes, every single one of you. No, I'm just kidding. I have a few comments though pulled from the comment sections, and these comments are talking about plot ideas for Tekken 8. Now, I did not read any of these comments beforehand. All I saw was a big chunk of text, and I was like, okay, screenshot. You guys always listen to my weird ideas and stupid ideas. Now it's time for me to hear what you guys have to say. I literally have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 8 or 9 comments. And the first one, it says the last boss of Tekken 8 is Devil itself. Then 20 years later, a new generation of fighters. And this one's kind of interesting because it's like, so everyone knows it's going to be Jin versus Kazuya. I've been doing polls and videos on whether or not Heihachi will return. Some say yes, some say no. But let's say the devil get ripped out of both Jin and Kazuya, whatever the case may be. They beat the devil and then the devil like dies or go away or however that mystical stuff works. But then 20 years later, a new generation. Now, if we skip 20 years, Jin would be like 40, Zhao Yu 40, everyone will be like 40. Kunimitsu, the new character they just added. So, I don't know. The reason why I wanted to talk about this because I think the idea of the new generation of fighters is a good one, but I don't think they need to go 20 years into the future in order to achieve that. You guys probably seen the video by now, but Harada basically confirmed that Wang is dead. And Heihachi's probably going to be permanently gone. I don't think we're going to see Jinpachi again. It looks like all of these old characters who's just been lagging around is getting chopped off. And we're getting this new wave of characters like Lucky Chloe, Claudio, Katarina, Gigas. All these characters are new generation, right? But I just want to mention that because that was a good idea. I think 20 years is too far, but still, next generation of fighters. Now, let's talk about the next comment. What caught my eye about this one? 8 months ago, this person copy pasted. Boy, do we all love copy pasting. Copy pasted this to a few videos. I took a screenshot of 2. It says Tekken 8 plot idea. Jin and Kazuya finally kill each other, ending both the Mishima Zaibatsu and G Corporation. 10 years later, here we go again with this 10-20 years, a new company emerges as the world's most powerful corporation. It's I was gonna say, if those two knock each other out, Violet System is left. So it's Violet System, led by Lei Chaolan. Lei purchases the rights to the Tekken franchise and announces a new tournament. Many are invited in. Okay, all right. So basically, this person wants Lei to become the new main character. Which to give this comment some credit, I do think characters like Lei, Asuka, Zhao Yu, there's a lot of characters that is extremely underused. And in Tekken 8, I would like to see Lei do something more than just be like, okay, let me drive the car or let me drive the helicopter. Give this character some purpose. This character is super interesting. They could do so much with this character, and I just hope they do something. It doesn't have to be drastic as this, 10 years and now Lee, but come on now. Give the character something to work with. Okay, the next one. This one has a little bit more writing to it from a month ago. By the time this video goes up, it might even be 2 months. But here's the thing with Julia. She has much potential, but it's been neglected. You could say that you could switch out Julia for any other character and it still would be true. My idea for her Tekken 8 storyline is Julia wanting to find her biological parents. She enters the tournament to find Zafina and Claudio to have psychic-like abilities to help her find her parents. Or maybe the Mishima Zaibatsu might have some information, and so on and so forth. This one, I don't want to be rude with this, but I don't like this one. What I think they should do for characters like Julia and like all these side plot characters who are searching for parents or uncles or aunties, all that stuff is just so repetitive. Christine is doing that. Eddie is doing that. Julia is doing that. So many characters are just looking for their parents. I feel like the smart thing to do would just put a nail in all of that. Stop that and just move them over to the Mishima story. Have them intertwine and work with Jin in some way or another. What this person is saying is pretty much, it's gonna look like the same thing we've always gotten. Oh, Julia's looking for her mom again. She's entering a tournament to do this again, and then there's gonna be no outcome. That's the trap the developers has continued to fall into. They have to shake that. They have to. The next one. Now this is on a video where I was talking about palette swaps. You know, Christy, Eddie, Harong, Baek-doo-san, that kind of stuff. It says, do you think Harada and Michael Murray are looking at fan theories and feverishly trying to change everything to stay 12 steps ahead of fans, or will they carry out on from where they left off regardless? So this is kind of a different, I thought this was going to be there's more reading, but I just want to stop and take a break and try to answer this question. Do I think, first off, one, is Harada looking at the fan theories? Now, I've been watching some of the other YouTubers, just seeing what they're doing, and it looks like my channel might be the only ones throwing out theories, right? I see people here and now then, they say something about the story and whatnot. Like, I don't know what happens in live streams where these guys play for hours, but in their YouTube videos, I don't really see the theory speculation. So I don't think Harada, they may pay attention, but as for them changing the story because someone, let's say something I said in a video is right. They look at that video and they're like, wow, this has 3,000 views. Let's change the game. I don't think they'll do that. Even if someone 100% predicts what they're going to do in the story, I don't think they'll change it because YouTube is such a small fraction of the Tekken, the overall Tekken community. Think about it. The biggest Tekken YouTuber, Main Man Sweet, 200,000 subscribers. Tekken 7 sold 9 million copies. So that means Main Man Sweet is like, his channel alone is like a tiny fraction, you know? So I don't think they'll change it for that reason, but let's keep reading. So the next couple of lines kind of give a little rehashing of the past games. You can read that if you want, but I'm gonna skip past it for time's sake and pick up where it says, it's why I came up with a dumb theory that Jun and Asuka are the same person to justify bringing back Jun as a palette swap for Asuka. If Harada and Michael Murray were really trying to surprise, twist, to subvert the expectations and defy fan theories, we should temper our expectations with Tekken 8. I think this is the first time where I ever heard someone say Jun and Asuka may be the same person. Like, I heard a lot of fan theories about Asuka and about Jun, but them being the same person, they would have to give a lot of explanation there, because here's the thing, it's not like they're a reincarnation or something like that. It's literally two people who existed at the same time, right? When Jun was raising Jin, Asuka was also alive doing whatever. So that's kind of hard to explain there, I would say. But it does bring up a good point where they say, will Harada change the story if someone guesses correctly or something like that? We have one more comment. This is from also a copy paster from a couple of months ago. Now this one is a big boy. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. The main reason I want to do this video is because of this comment. Like I said, I have not read this beforehand, so who knows what's going to be in here. But the fact that this person took the time to type all this out, I want to read it. Plot idea for Tekken 8. Following the events of Tekken 7, Kazuya defeats Akuma and then flies off. I know this is a big question in the community, and I will go ahead and say right now, I do not think Kazuya will kill Akuma. If anything, it will be considered a draw and Akuma will just disappear. Just considering how protective Capcom is over their own characters and the way they're portrayed. Kazuya defeats Akuma, then flies off, leaving the volcano and back to the city. He seizes control of the Mishima Daibatu and merge G Corporation with it. This is something that I was saying too. They should merge. If Kazuya was smart, he would merge both, because it really is a race against time and no one's there. Nina, she got booted out. Jin is there. It's literally the throne is open. Whoever wants it can take it. Kazuya begins to rule over the world. He spreads corruption and evil similar to the way he did back in Tekken 2 when he was the leader of the Mishima Zaibatsu, but on a much larger scale and magnitude. So far, it's pretty spot on. Not every word specifically, I would change the wording definitely, but if you pay attention to the ending of Tekken 7, Jin, Lars, and Lee, they specifically say that Kazuya is attacking everyone. He's continuing the war. We don't know why, or we don't know what, or we don't know anything, but that's what they say. He's still fighting, even after dealing with Heihachi. Those who protest or start online campaigns and petition would be arrested and detained in an unknown location for interrogation. The leaders of any opposing political group will be publicly oh wow. Okay. I'm skipping a few words. I don't want this video to get demonetized, so we just go skip the second half of that sentence, and we're going to continue where it says, this also meant that Anna and Nita Williams will be forced to work for Kazuya as his chief spies, despite the sisters hating one another, though she never expresses it. Now, this is another kind of good point here. I do want to see a scenario where some of these enemies have to work together. Yoshimitsu, Kunimitsu, put them on the same team for once. Nina and Anna, put them on the same team for once. Like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? Kazuya, fueled by his never-ending hatred, anger, and resentment towards his father, even after his death, embarks on an evil journey to cause pain, suffering, and everyone. He still remembers over 20 years about how his grandfather was imprisoned, how he became motherless. This person's writing a novel. We're gonna skip down to the second paragraph. Lars, Lei, Alyssa, and Jin are now declared wanted alive by G Corporation, and hence are left alone to form a secret rebellion. They kind of already have that with Lars's group and also Violet Systems, but you know, relying on contacts with G Corporation and other government bodies, though it's difficult for them to trust anyone. In order to form a large enough team to infiltrate Kazuya's main head. This is also something that I said too. Kazuya should be built up as like such a threat to where Lita, Jin, everyone, Zafina, everyone realize this guy is a monster. We all need to team up to take him down. But at the same time, that would kind of make Jin kind of a wimp, because he's supposed to be equal, if not better than Kazuya. So if he get this whole team of people to, like Tekken Bloodline with Ogre, a lot of people was upset that Jin technically lost to Ogre. But then Paul Phoenix and Harang and Zhao Yu, they came in, they stalled Ogre a little bit, and then Jin was able to get up round 2, right? Now, I don't like this idea of Kazuya being like the emperor of the world. I think he should be, you know, I think he should have like a lot of power. You know, I do think merging G Corporation and Zaibatsu is a good idea, but making him like all of a sudden king of the planet, I don't really like that. It's too comic book for me. I feel like that's like Doctor Doom, or you know, that's like Lex Luthor. It's too superhero-ish. DC, Marvel. Making him escalate that fast is just not realistic. This is a lot of reading. They're mentioning Azel's temple, something about 200 yards away into a wall. Lars is unconscious. Kazuya recalls how he underestimated. What is this? This is a lot. This person really goes into detail. Kazuya overpowers him and slams him into the canyon from 50 miles in the air. Kazuya walks towards Jin and has now passed out. This is like depicting their whole fight, like beat to beat to beat. This all could have been summed up with they fight for a little bit, and then let's see, after 20 months, why don't you just say 2 years at that point? You're 4 months short of 2 years. Okay, let's rewind. Jin regains consciousness 20 minutes later and finds Kazuya standing in silence right in front of him. He tells Jin that he's transmitted a signal and sent a message to the top of his corporation officials that he is handling the corporation and military over to him as a successor and that an evac will be coming for him. Kazuya then tells Jin to undo what he's caused. After this, Kazuya flies into the distance at hypersonic speed. After 20 months, the G Corporation is shut down, and their employees work under now reformed Mishima Zaibatsu. Evil has ended, and now there is peace. Freedom is, prosperity. Jin, the head of the Mishima Zaibatsu, marries Zhao Yu and has a baby daughter, and live a moderate lifestyle, sparing. Final paragraph. We're finally at the bottom. Meanwhile, 10 years later, 10 years. All right. I don't know how much time is skipped. It says something about 20 years. It says something about 2 years, 20 months, 10 years. How long is this story? Are we getting the whole entire Tekken series? This is not only Tekken 8, this is Tekken 9, and this is also Tekken 10. All packed. This is 3 games. 3 for the price of 1? Okay. Meanwhile, 10 years later, somewhere far away in a rural area in Tibet, in a mountainous region, a now calm Kazuya Mishima, living in exile, meditates for most of his time, having let go of the hatred and resentment for his father, whom he's forgiven by now. He now managed to accept himself. He lives in a small wooden house by the side of a steep hill. He picks vegetables from 10 minutes away. 10! Wow. Okay. The few locals that live in the region know him simply as the Silent Man, mainly because of how he rarely speaks to anyone. He has married a woman who helped him let go of the pain during his early days in Tibet, and a 7-year-old son who he calls Boy. Is this Kratos? As I was reading this, I was like, this kind of sounds like Kratos, leaving Greek mythology, going into Norse mythology. This kind of sound. Am I getting trolled? I think I'm getting trolled with this. Okay. He trains him in the ways of the Mishima style martial arts, how to control his powers, and as he is a hybrid race like his father, he kept his past life hidden from the child until he feels the time is right. Kazuya is aware that the remains of his mother, and are still alive, and hence a possible threat in the future. Okay, that's the end. So, from what I understand, this person wants Kazuya to beat Akuma, flies off, merge Mishima Zaibatsu and G Corporation, basically go on a 20-year-long rampage. At the end of it, Jin beats him up, and then Kazuya is like, okay, you lost, and gives him control, flies away, and has a son, which is Jin's brother, and then they start training that son to fight the Hydro Clan, Kazumi's people. All right. That's it. That's the theories you guys commented. I just wanted to read it and see what you guys have, because all jokes aside, I make all these theory videos and what if videos, so I really did want to read what you guys have to say. For better or for worse, I wanted to read and see. I felt like it's only fair, it's only right. Hopefully you guys found this video funny, cool, whatever the case may be. But that's going to be it. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.